Welcome to my channel. I've been on this journey of trying to read a book every month, and I have grown to love collecting books, but I haven't read all of them. So I thought I would show you guys my collection, the books I have read, but also the books that I haven't read. This is just the start of my booktube journey. I'm really excited about filming those videos. I have a lot of ideas, so hopefully I gather a little following and we can all share book recommendations together. So the books I own are like thriller, mysteries, detective books, or fantasy, witches, or even romance. So those are the types of books that I enjoy reading. I've been blabbering everywhere and I've had this book in my hands. This is The Invisible Life of Addie Larue by V.E. Schwab. And it's been all over TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, I think. And it's been raved about. People have rated it 5 stars, others haven't liked it as much. I think it's a good book, but it's a bit slow-paced in the beginning. But if you like a slow-paced read in the beginning but a really good ending, this would be the book for you. Honestly, it's a good read. Now, let's go with another hardcover, The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Daniel Page. This is, since my journey rediscovering reading, it's my favorite book. I've loved it, I've been obsessed with it. Honestly, I feel like it just isn't popular. I don't know, I bought it, like I pre-ordered it before it came out. So this is the first book I ever pre-ordered and I'm so glad I enjoyed it. It's about, so as you can see, these sorority girls are real witches. So if you like fantasy, if you like school drama, honestly, I recommend this book. I love it. I wish I could reread it again and experience it for the first time. And yeah, also look at this cover. This jacket is amazing. It reflects. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I love it. Oh, The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. So I've read this in high school and I don't remember much of it, so that's why I have it in my bin of books. I wanted to reread it now that I'm officially an adult in my 20s. And I think it would be a good read if you're older. And yeah, I read it in high school, as I said, and it was pretty good, but because it was a book for school, I didn't quite enjoy it. So I think I'll enjoy it once I read it again. This book is called Those People by Louise Candlish. So this is a book that I wasn't that in love with. I loved the plot of it, but it's just dragged on for forever. And the ending, I don't know, I felt like it didn't answer my questions, but it is a good suspense slash thriller, I would say. If you like those murder, not really type of stories, you would enjoy this. And I feel like it's quite an easy read. It's just, you expect, like, it builds up, but you don't get the finale that you wanted. I feel like that's how I felt. The next book I have and I have read is The Man He Never Was by James L. Rubart. So this book, it is said that it is a take on the classic Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So if you haven't read that, maybe read it before because it'll give you a bit of insight on the book. I honestly enjoyed the book, but it touched on subjects, themes, very like theological, like religion and all that, and I feel like it wasn't necessarily needed. It did add something to the book, but I'm not the type of person to actually like follow books because they are talking about religion. So if you like that topic, then obviously read this. I still think it's a good book. Wish that they weren't like using religion as the main plot line. But there's nothing against that, and if you like that, as I said, please read this book. It was a good book. Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. So I really enjoyed this book. It was quite fast to read. If you guys don't know, E. Lockhart also wrote We Were Liars, which was popular 2 summers ago, 1 summer ago, I don't know. It's quite popular and one of her most known, is it a her? I'm not sure. It's one of the most known titles by this author. I enjoyed it, but again, I feel like the ending didn't do the book justice, and I feel like they could have explained more in more pages because it's relatively short. So I think these are most of the books I've read. Should we talk about the trilogy I'm currently reading? I think so. So I bought this trilogy and it was probably one of the best decisions. The third one is in my bag right now. I'm currently reading it. But it is the Truly Devious series by Maureen Johnson. And the way Maureen Johnson writes, I feel like it's so easy to read and captivates the reader. And yeah, so again, it is a detective murder mystery with some school aspects, love here and there. It is so good, and I'm so like into the world of the Ellingham Academy, which is where the book is happening. And honestly, you just get attached to the characters. You feel like you're part of the mystery, and I haven't stopped thinking about it since I've started the trilogy. Like, I go to sleep, I'm thinking about it. I read on the metro, I read at home, I read everywhere. This is just so good, you can't put it down. Alright, shall we continue with books I haven't read? And that is quite a lot of books. So, this one, is that right? Another V.E. Schwab book. It is from the A Darker Shade of Magic series, I think that's what it's called. And this is the first one. I bought it a while ago, but I just haven't started it because it's kind of hard to get into a series if you don't have the other books. So I just have the first one for now. And it looks really good. I've heard people talk about it and say that it's a really good series. So I'm excited to get into that. Second one is The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. Part of a series, so the same reasoning, I haven't started it because it's part of a series. But I'm pretty excited. I think all of these, like both the V.E. Schwab one and the Margaret Owen, they're all like kind of magic-ish things. I don't know. I really don't remember all the summaries of the books, so I'm sorry, and I don't want to read all of them and have to spend cutting down an hour of footage for the video. Continuing, I have Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I discovered this book by watching Haley Pham's videos, and honestly, the cover just screams summer. Summer is almost ending right now, but I'm so excited I got my hands on this book. It was the last one when I went to the store, but the worker there, she told me she loved the book, and I'm so excited. I know it's like a romance type of summer fling thing, and I think it'll be a good read. I shall read this, and I've heard great things about it on Book Talk, on YouTube, Instagram. A lot of people have been loving this book this summer. Another book, oh my, what happened to the cover? The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Honestly, when I went to the store, I wasn't expecting to buy this book, but I read the synopsis and it looks really interesting. It's like a different style, still similar to what I read, but the story is about being between life and death. Okay, I have Angela Carter's book of fairy tales. I've picked this up recently. I haven't started it, but I've always loved the idea of fairy tales and knowing fairy tales from different countries. I feel like we all know the Grimm brothers, we all know Disney fairy tales, but there is a lot of folklore in different countries, and I've always been really interested in that. So I picked this up. It has illustrations inside, and it is such a beautiful book. I'm so excited to take some time and read some stories. The cover is amazing. That is what took me in. And honestly, yeah, I'm just excited to start this one. Another book that is part of a series. It's called A Place Called Perfect. I went to a small bookstore and I saw it, but I had a lot of books at home, so I didn't buy it. But my dear friend, she bought it for me for my birthday, and I'm so thankful because it looks so fun to read. It reminds me of the books I read when I was like in high school, elementary, and it's honestly, the art looks so cute, and there's 2 other books that come with the series, so pretty excited about that. So my brother for my birthday bought me 2 books which have kind of a similar cover art. So these are the 2 books. They are so beautiful and I'm so happy. So the first one is Wild Girls by Rory Power, and apparently I don't know if this is part of a series or just standalone book, but it looks so beautiful and type of deal. But I fell in love with the cover of this one, as well as the cover of What Big Teeth by Rose Chabot, I think. So I'm so happy that my brother got me these. These look fantastic and up my alley. And also I saw that they were pretty well reviewed, so that's always good. I feel like I should do like a following up video with like all the books I haven't read when I've read them. Let me know if you guys want that. It'll probably take me a couple months to finish everything. So I picked up Lisa Jewell's The Family Upstairs, and I was looking at books that were similar to Knives Out, the movie, which I loved. So I think that's what came up when I searched, or I'm not sure, maybe it was another book, and it looks fantastic. Honestly, it's been a while since I've bought this one, so I don't remember exactly my thought process behind this, but it's always good to have books on the side, because like when you run out of books, not fun. Black Feathers that I bought at Indigo, which is kind of like the Barnes and Noble in Canada, well, where I live, Montreal. And this is, I didn't know what the word meant. It's an anthology, and what's really interesting about this one is that it all revolves, why is it so hard for me to say? It all revolves on like birds and feathers. So I thought it was really interesting, this book. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get it. And also the cover is so pretty, like this art style, wow. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have The Shadows by Alex North. I really don't remember what the story is. Had to do with someone like dying and coming back to life, or maybe that's another book. I really couldn't tell you, but I love how it looks and I'm pretty excited to read that. I'll let you know once I read it. Tales of Japan. I bought this because I watched Teen Wolf and I got really into like all the mythology that they used in their show. and I saw that they used Japanese tales, so I wanted to get that. And also it has beautiful illustrations. Let me find it. Beautiful style, and yeah, it's just a good book to have, like maybe a coffee table book and something I can learn about. So that was it for all the books I own. Obviously own more books than that, but these are just my nicer ones, the ones I have in my small bin of books that I'm planning on reading or I have read. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my first booktube video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon. I have lots of plans for the channel and I'm so excited. I have found a new hobby. Well, I used to read a lot when I was younger, but I stopped because of school. But yeah, this year I've started reading again and it's so fun. I love being transported in another world. I shall talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!